What if we destroyed the moon? First, we need to make the question safe and clear. We are not talking about a real weapon, not a nuclear bomb, not a missile, not anything humans can actually build. The moon is far too massive for that. So in this thought experiment, imagine an impossible science fiction event. The moon is suddenly shattered into countless pieces, not neatly deleted, not magically cleaned up, broken. And the first surprise is this: the pieces would not all fall straight down onto Earth. The moon is already moving sideways around Earth at about 1 kilometer per second. That sideways motion is what keeps it in orbit. So if the moon broke apart, most of the fragments would keep moving around Earth. They would become a giant, messy swarm. Some pieces would drift inward, some would drift outward, some would bump into each other and break again. For a while, Earth might have something like a ring, but not a pretty Saturn ring, more like a dangerous space junk ring made of dust, boulders, and mountain-sized leftovers. From Earth, the night sky would look completely different. Instead of one calm white moon, you might see bright chunks, dusty arcs, and a glowing band stretched across the sky. It might look amazing. It would also be a giant warning sign, because some of that debris would not stay up forever. Tiny pieces would burn up as meteors, bigger pieces could reach the ground or the ocean. The biggest pieces would be serious impact hazards, but this would probably not be one instant rock rain. Orbits are weird, some fragments might come back quickly. Others might stay up there for years, centuries, or much longer. The moon would stop being one simple object. It would become a long-term homework assignment for every astronomer on Earth. Now let us step back from the falling rocks. What happens to Earth when the moon is no longer one solid moon? The first big change is the tides. Today, the moon is the main reason Earth has strong ocean tides. The sun pulls on the oceans too, but the moon is much closer, so its tidal effect is stronger. If the moon turns into a scattered cloud, that clean pull becomes messy. The oceans would no longer rise and fall in the same familiar rhythm. Tides would probably become weaker, more complicated, and harder to predict. That matters because tides are not just water going up and down. Tides shape beaches, wetlands, tide pools, fishing areas, and the lives of many animals. Crabs, shellfish, seabirds, and tiny creatures in tide pools all live with tidal timing. Take away the moon's steady pull, and many coastal places would have to change. Humans would notice too. Ports, boats, coastlines, and flood planning all depend on knowing what the ocean is about to do. The moon is not just decoration. It is part of Earth's schedule. The second change is night. A full moon can make the world bright enough to walk around without a flashlight. Many animals use moonlight to hunt, hide, migrate, or know when to move. Without one big moon, some nights would be much darker. But if debris stayed in orbit, the sky might not simply go black. There could be glittering arcs, dusty rings, and strange moving points of light. Beautiful, maybe? Normal? Absolutely not. The third change is slower, but maybe even more important. The moon helps stabilize Earth's tilt. Earth is tilted about 23.5 degrees, and that tilt gives us seasons. The moon's gravity helps keep that tilt from wandering too wildly. Without one large, steady moon, Earth's tilt could become less stable over very long times. Not tomorrow, not next Tuesday, but over millions of years, the seasons could become more extreme and less predictable. Ice, rain, deserts, forests, and climate zones could shift in bigger ways. Earth would not instantly become unlivable. Life is very good at adapting, but the planet's rhythm would be less steady. And here's the weirdest part. Destroying the moon might not even remove the moon forever. Gravity loves leftovers. Some debris might fall to Earth, some might escape into space, some might spread into a ring, and some pieces might slowly clump together again into smaller moonlets. So after a long time, Earth might not have one moon. It might have a messy family of little moons. Imagine looking up and seeing several tiny moons instead of one familiar face. Cool for a storybook, not great for satellites. Near-Earth space could become much more dangerous. Satellites would have to dodge debris. Space travel would become harder. Astronomers would spend a lot of time tracking objects and saying, please do not hit anything important. So what is the final answer? If we somehow shattered the moon, Earth would not instantly explode. The oceans would not fly into space. People would not float away. But the sky would change. The tides would change. The night would change. Satellites and space travel would become riskier. And over deep time, Earth's tilt and seasons could become less steady. The moon looks quiet, but it is doing a lot of work. It lights our nights, pulls our oceans, steadies our planet, and gives Earth a familiar rhythm. The moon is not just a lamp in the sky. It is a giant piece of Earth's machinery. Break it, and the machine keeps running, but it never runs the same way again.